You might have got the idea if you've been looking through my YouTube videos on my Facebook page that I'm something of a mystical storyteller, and I kind of weave between dimensions of mundane reality and the magical and mystical reality. And something that I've been inspired to communicate tonight is in regards to experience I've had with the sun god. And the sun god has many different names in many different cultures. And I've found that I've had connections with the sun god on a lot of different levels, and including several different cultural levels. And the religion of the sun god is part of the old religion in the context of the old religion of Great Britain. The sun god is also seen as one of the mysteries of the ancients from several renowned ancient cultures. Personally, I've been inspired and touched by the sun god through a very long ongoing process where initially, as far as I remember, my connection with the sun god began after I learnt the yoga stretch, the yoga asana, a hatha yoga asana, salute to the sun, or Surya Namaskar. I still do Surya Namaskar daily as part of my daily practice or sadhana. And I also see this as another ancient connection with the Indian sun god Surya that can be seen as Sanatana Dharma, or the eternal religion or the eternal teaching. And part of the yoga teaching that I've learnt through studying yoga is that the practice of yoga was initially transmitted through the sun. And through my studies of the ancient mysteries, I've learnt that a lot of the initial received knowledge that began the mysteries of these ancient cultures has been related to the sun god. But back to my personal connection, that one time many years ago when I was doing Salute to the Sun, that night I shaved my head, and I noticed on top of my head, on the crown of my head, there was a small yellow dot about that big, and I don't know how it got there. It looked quite similar to the yellow dot on the Australian Aboriginal flag, the local Indigenous people's national flag that they've created recently. And a yellow dot like that seemed to just somehow appear on the top of my head. And of course this mystified me, and it began like this odyssey of discovery and immersion in the mysteries of the sun god. The reason I've been inspired to talk about my connection with the sun god is I've been watching on YouTube tonight one of Graham Hancock's videos, and Graham Hancock is a author and alternative archaeological historian who is a firm believer in the mysteries of the ancients, and that human civilization is in fact a lot more ancient than we're led to believe, and that we are in fact a species with amnesia who has lost records of these ancient cultures that used to exist and are now only represented by the mysterious monoliths and structures of prehistory that continue to haunt us to this day with something about our past that we just don't understand. And we don't understand how these monoliths were built. We don't understand their complete purpose, and we don't understand who built them. We don't understand the spiritual aspects of these monoliths. And there really are the great mysteries of the world that we are yet to fully comprehend. And a lot of these monoliths of prehistory are also celestial markers. They're related to the progression of stars and particularly the sun. So deep in the heart of these mysteries is the mysteries of the sun god, and my perspective is really a spiritual one. So I've been guided through my own received knowledge to really accept the validity of the sun as a spiritual entity. For example, I made a pilgrimage to Glastonbury Tor, and also a pilgrimage to the Great Pyramid. I made the pilgrimage to the Great Pyramid in Egypt twice. But both these cultures, of the old religion of Great Britain and the mysterious religion of ancient Egypt, venerated the sun god. And in my personal mythology, I have connection to both these sun gods. The sun god of the old religion of Great Britain has various different names. The one I really connect with is Lu, or Luan. And there's also the sun god is known as Bel. But the connection in my personal mythology is with Lu. For example, my dad's name is Lee. His mum's name was Lorna, which is like a feminine version of Lorn, which is this ancient Celtic sun god name. And our family name is Ross. And part of my Druidic initiation, which was quite a few years ago, I received I channeled the idea through a vision of the astral realm to call myself Aros, Andrew Ross, A. Ross. And this name really connects with the sun god mysteries of ancient Egypt, Horus. So Horus is the son of Ra, is the son of the sun god. And in taking on this name Aros, I became immersed in the mysteries of this divine name, which includes ancient Egypt and the name of Horus and the connection to the sun god. So the sun god Horus is actually built as the Great Sphinx of the Pyramid of Giza, which is an aspect of Horus called Horem Akar, the Akar. In my travels to both these ancient megalithic sacred sites, I resonated deeply with the spiritual aspects of these ancient cultures. I'm not exactly sure why or how, but it just reinforced my belief in my connection to the sun god. In the UK, in the old Celtic heartland of Glastonbury and Glastonbury Tor, is celebrated the mysteries of Arthur. Everyone's heard of King Arthur, but not everyone has looked as deeply into the mysteries of Arthur as perhaps they should, and as I've been led to through my connection with the sun god. So in 1999, on the winter solstice, through my further received knowledge, I was guided to tattoo my head, and this was a symbol of connection with the solar cycles. It was on the winter solstice. So in Celtic mythology, and the Celts are commonly thought of as a tattooed people, in Celtic mythology the winter solstice is known as Alban Arthur, or Arthur's season. So Arthur was seen by the Celts as a sun king. So I was resonating with this Celtic mystery, the mysteries of Arthur, when I took on this sacrifice on the winter solstice. It was a very effective sacrifice. The tattoo idea I also channeled. You can still see on my brow the star, the red star, but there was also a red triangle that covered my brow and my cheeks. And this symbol then crosses over to the Egyptian mysteries again, and the mysteries of Horus, that a downwards pointing red triangle is seen in the cult mysteries as symbolic of Horus. So there's all these crossovers and connections that I can ground in mundane reality through things like names and patterns and ancient monoliths, but it's quite mysterious and subtle, but it's just gone to reinforce my own surety that there is a spiritual nature to the sun, that the sun god is actually a real entity that has been communicating with me.